Great. All right, Adrian. So tell us how you heard about Year Up, what you were doing before you joined Year Up, and why did you decide to join?
Right. So one of my close friends, he went through Year Up 2 years ago. I think he was in class 12, and he told me about the program when he was still in it. At the time, I was still in community college, I was pretty apprehensive to the idea. So honestly, I thought it was kind of a scam. It sounded way too good to be true. So I guess 2 years passed by, and I transferred into San Francisco State, where I turned to majoring into business information systems. And honestly, I started to feel like I was getting stagnant in terms of what I was learning. I wanted to major in information systems because of the tech aspect of it. But since I only decided on my major rather recently, I still had to take the core business courses, which I wasn't struggling, but I wasn't really too interested. But and then I remembered that Year Up was a thing, so I decided to apply. I saw it as kind of an opportunity to get my foot into the tech industry, and also an opportunity for growth, not only in terms of my hard skills, but my soft skills as well. Communication, time management, etc.
Okay. And then you decided to join.
Yeah.
This. And have your career goals changed, or your trajectory of what you want to do next?
It's not like it went off on a tangent in terms of where I was standing when I was in college. When I'm out of Year Up, I do plan on going back to school eventually and getting my info systems degree.
I see. And you like tech? Why tech?
Tech, mostly because I was exposed to it from a very young age. Ever since I got a Game Boy Color when I turned 5, I've always been into various types of technologies, and really it's the only thing I know. But also, tech is also a really fulfilling field, I think, because of how challenging it is and how much room there is to learn. There's so many different forms of technology out there, and I want to at least get an experience with all of them.
All right, very good.
What has been, so now that we're about 2/3 of the way through L&D, what has been your biggest challenge or growth area since joining program, and what have you done to overcome this challenge, and what do you plan on continuing to do moving into internship to ensure that you're successful?
Right, so my biggest growth area, I guess, was in terms of, I guess it was just reaching out or networking, building my social network. I guess that was a huge issue for me because coming into program, I'm an introvert, that's how it is, I suppose. Luckily, this program has helped me in that everyone is so nice. At this point, I feel like I'm an extrovert with all these people around me. And in that way, I've grown. Obviously, it's still step-by-step process. I'm slowly building out my network, adding people on LinkedIn, reaching out, getting informational interviews. But that was my biggest growth area. But I do believe I've made, at least since Mod 1, I've taken some steps in order to improve that.
Awesome. And so in the packet that you got, there were some examples of potential internships. Going off of one of those and using that as an example, could you explain why you're a strong candidate for that particular internship?
Quality assurance. I believe that's the best track for me, not only because of how quality assurance is usually described as a field that's more catered to people who are more independent in terms of their work, but I work at a library, so having to shelve books, process them, that requires great attention to detail, great organizational skills, and I believe that will transfer perfectly into the aspects of quality assurance, making sure the code looks perfect if you're looking over code, just making sure everything is perfect.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. So what do you think is your greatest strength in the workplace?
So my biggest strength would be my work ethic. I think I'm always looking for something to do, whether it be a project, even in my downtime. I don't like doing nothing, right? So at the library, where there'd occasionally be slow days, especially if I was working in a smaller branch in the city. Like there'd be literally nothing for me to do except sit in front of the computer. So I'd go to my supervisor and ask for a project, something to do. I want to be productive, and I also want to support my coworkers around me in any way I can.
Going off of that, kind of on the flip side, can you share an example of a time when you struggled with reliability and what you did to overcome in that specific situation, or if it was an ongoing issue, what you did to overcome that as a whole?
Struggling with reliability from another person, or?
I'm sorry, your own reliability.
Oh, my
So,
own
yeah.
reliability. Okay, let me sit on this for a second. Sorry. I guess back when I was starting off in college, I was still getting acclimated to the whole college thing. Time management was the big issue with me. I was struggling in, I guess, definitely my first semester of college. But I managed to get my things together in terms of time management. I got a planner. I set up notifications on my phone, all that stuff. And luckily for me, I managed to pull through, get good grades. Well, not great grades in my first semester, but in my second semester and forward, I managed to do really well.
Great. So is time management something that you recognized in yourself? You were like, okay, this is clearly a problem for me. This is what I'm
Yeah,
going to do.
it's definitely a
Or
problem
was
for
it-
me
okay.
back then, but now, not even an issue.
Awesome. Great.
So during internship, let's just say, Adrian, you have a manager that's remote, so you don't have a manager that's on site, and you have considerable amount of downtime. Take us through some steps immediately, what you would do, and what would you do long term to overcome that?
Just the downtime itself, or if I was given like a project, or
How you would deal with downtime?
if the manager wasn't there. I guess in the context of the library, there's usually a good amount of things you could do. So whether that be shelving books, there's always new items coming in. So I could probably take contact processing and handle all the new incoming books, assign call numbers, all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, in my case, it wouldn't be too hard to find things to do.
But in terms of your internship, like let's say that you're internship and you have some downtime.
I guess I could look to my colleagues if they need any help with any of their projects.
Okay.
I'll be able to support them.
Okay, all right. I think just one final question that I have before we have you do a quick tech scenario is if I asked what is your definition of happiness, what would you say?
Happiness for me is actually this right now, being able to improve different aspects of my life, just being able to grow, and also meeting new people, new experiences. That's what happiness is to me.
All right,
You are becoming an extrovert.
very good. All right, so let's say that I'm a new, you can either log in and do it on the computer or you can just tell us. So I'm a new employee and I need to make a calendar appointment for Monday at 9 o'clock with Kathleen. How do I do that?
Okay, let me show it to you.
So if you log in, you want to log in ST admin, which is already there, and then YUOP, capital Y,
Well, OPTY, an
exclamation, yeah.
Great.
And use 365 because it'll take too long to
Yeah,
open
yeah.
up Outlook.
Kind of like Edge. Out 360. Calendar. And next Monday, you said?
Uh-huh.
New. Meeting at 9 p.m.
Probably AM.
a.m. Yeah, so basically all you have to do is go onto the calendar, double click on a certain date, and this page will pop up, giving you the option to set a date and time, a meeting place, and you can add the people you're going to be meeting with.
Okay. All right, good. You have any questions for us?
How did I do?